The surging presidential campaign of Kamala Harris has caught the self-assured Trump camp absolutely flat-footed. And like a punch-drunk boxer, they are flailing at anything and everything, hoping to land a punch. But none of it has to do with policy. The Trump camp and their right-wing media stooges have only one game plan, only one strategy: name-calling. They want to find the worst nickname to bring down Harris. And it's worked before, just ask Meatball Ron. But it ain't working no more. We're going to see just how badly the Trump team's name-calling strategy is backfiring. It's not only missing the mark, but it's actually converting conservative evangelicals to vote for Harris. And the specific slur that's bringing down hellfire on the Trump campaign? DEI candidate. Here's just a small example of how badly that term is hurting Trump, not Harris.
I said it's our black job to keep a white supremacist out the White House.
Elections are all about consolidating your base and swinging independent voters to you. Ronald Reagan was the Zen master of this game. Not only did he bring evangelical voters who used to stay home on election day into the same tent as Wall Street investors that they hated, but Reagan also siphoned off blue-collar workers in such large numbers, you would swear he promised free beer instead of union busting. Trump's team is taking that play right out of Reagan's playbook, and astutely, with almost surgical precision, doing the exact opposite. Bring in the blue-collar workers? Well, okay, Kid Rock and Hulk Hogan showed up, and then the fake hillbilly as VP, the venture capitalist who's all about finance and union busting just as much as Trump. Vance is mired in controversy. Not just the cat lady comment, but the fact that this campaign is based on racism, and his wife is not white. His own base is complaining that his wife is not white, and his defense of her has been laughable. That woman is praying the campaign tanks so she can get a divorce. Vance is so mired in controversy that he can't even get up off the couch to address it. And with Project 2025 and the white nationalism that supports it, the Trump camp is starting to lose some evangelical voters. Not all, not even a significant number yet. But in elections, you can ill afford to lose even a small percentage of your base, especially a key demographic. Why do you think Trump was dangling Tim Scott as a potential VP? Because he wanted to entice black voters in Detroit, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and Atlanta. If Trump could peel off only 10% of the black vote in all those cities this time around, he wins by a landslide. Trump garnered 20% of the black vote in 2020, which is surprising because he's so racist. But like any demographic, there are social and economic conservatives in the black community, and they voted for Trump, who lost by very small margins in those battleground states with large black urban populations. This campaign should be doing everything they can to get 25% of the black vote, and they would coast to victory. Instead, they're doing just the opposite by trotting out the DEI candidate slur against Harris. And it's working, only not in the way Team Trump imagined. Listen to this conservative Baptist minister and what he thinks about calling Kamala Harris the DEI candidate.
On Kamala becoming the presidential nominee, I'm going to confess, I wasn't too happy about that. But I'm all in now. I'm 100% now for this reason. This representative from Tennessee, sorry, Connie, from Tennessee, he called her a DEI candidate. And then they start calling her colored. Then they start calling her out of her name. And as a black man, I can't let no white man talk about no sister like that. And I not take offense to it. Because who is more disqualified than Donald Trump? And Republicans are all in because he is the avatar for their grievance. How qualified does a black person have to be? Graduated at the top of her class at Howard, went to law school, was attorney general of a state, a United States senator, a vice president of the United States, but she's not qualified? I'm all in. Because I'm not going to let any white man tell me how I ought to feel about a black person. Stony the road we've trod.
Well, Democrats, can I get an amen? Because a congregation that is anti-abortion and anti-LGBTQ plus ain't exactly a blue church. And yet, there's a lot of amens going on there. Pete Buttigieg has been an integral part of this campaign, becoming the champion of Kamala Harris, confronting Fox News, confronting all the myths. But as masterful as Buttigieg has been, he can't hold a candle to this pastor for calling out Donald Trump and the Republicans in general for this insult to Kamala Harris. What he demonstrates so clearly is that Trump and his stooges have so masterfully gone to the core of black identity and stomped on it. There's some conversion going on there, but not the kind Republicans are thinking of. Trump and the Republicans have been using DEI as a way to demean people of color and women for way over a decade now. Not only that, but they live in their right-wing media bubble and are out of touch with any other views. Like those pesky Black Lives Matter people. I mean, after all, don't those people realize all lives matter, especially blue lives? Unless, of course, we're involved in a violent insurrection to seize power, and then we can crush as many blue lives as we deem necessary. So Republicans are so comfortable tossing around DEI as a swear word that they have completely lost sense of how it can bite them right in the golden diaper. Let's tally. Alienates women. Check. Alienates black people. Check. Alienates evangelicals. Nah. Only what this conservative Baptist minister makes clear is that a large portion of church-going black people are evangelical. They believe in Jesus, but they also believe that we live in a racist society that is in need of downright salvation. They follow Jesus because they believe in a fair and just society. How clueless can you be thinking you can get black evangelicals to believe in white nationalism? And as this pastor demonstrates, you can ignore the white nationalist racist groups as fringe until you start appropriating their language and promoting a vision of white nationalism as the official vision of the Republican Party. And the worst part is that conservative black evangelical voters are the demographic that contributes mightily to Team Trump's 20% of the black vote. As they say down south, you done gone and done it now, Trump boy. And the other thing they say down south is, what you gonna fix that with, son? Knowing Trump, more insults. After all, this is the man who followed his father into real estate by discriminating against black people. Well, not to worry, Trump. Maybe Omarosa can save you. Oh, that's right. She's fired. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.